Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. And I was just reading this article a little bit earlier, and it says, "What if Jesus, which we know, and if you don't know at this point, there was no J's in Hebrew, the Son of the Most High Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God." His name is not Jesus. His name is Yahweh Shai. There are no J's in the Hebrew, and this name doesn't mean anything. Yahweh Shai means he saves, he delivers. So hey, this is a false name, and you're calling on a false God whenever you do this, and if you believe in his name. But it says, what if Jesus was a man of color? Why this question matters more than ever. Hey, and this matters, this it's important for the truth's sake, because Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, he would be considered a man of color, and Lord willing, I'll prove that in by getting to the scriptures. But the world has painted over his image, and there also some of the talking points they like to say is like, oh, color doesn't matter. Why does that matter? Well, if it doesn't matter, why did you change it? What was the need to change something that doesn't matter? Why would you do that? If it don't need fixing, why? You know that old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But hey, this was a technique used by Esau Edom to put his image to show that he's powerful, that he's the son of God, that he's God. That image that holds power. And this article is Christina Cleveland spent much of her childhood in an evangelical church, surrounded by traditional images of a porcelain-skinned and flaxen-haired Jesus, which I'm gonna switch around between the apps. So this is let me see here. Oh yeah, okay. So I got this thing porcelain. This is how normally these are how Edomites look. They like this, different shades of pink and white and red. But that's it. Just to pull it up that porcelain color, and then to prove that this type of color is a form of leprosy. This is Exodus chapter 4 and verse 6, and it says, "And Yahweh said furthermore unto him," this is Yahweh speaking unto Moses, "Put now thine hand into thy bosom." And he put his hand in his bosom, and when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow. So, hey, Moses put his hand in his bosom, in his robe, took it out, and his hand was white, super white, like that porcelain I just showed you, like the white on this background. In fact, I'll pull up that snow. Shalag, snow probably from its whiteness. H7950. Verse 7, and he said, "Put thine hand in thy bosom, into thy bosom again." And he put his hand into his bosom again, and plucked it out of his bosom, and behold, it was turned again as his other flesh. So, hey, Moses was dark skinned. It turned back how his normal skin color was. But back to the article, which I'm not going to read the whole thing, but just saying they've lied so much that you don't know what to believe if you're not if you don't have the spirit guiding you. But one day she came across a portrayal of the anointed that was so astonishing that she gasped. It was a painting of a resurrected, which I'm gonna just say, you know, Yahushua, surrounded by his awestruck disciples, including doubting Thomas, touching the wound in the anointed's hand, in the anointed's torso. Slakia. The painting looked like an ancient relic discovered in some long forgotten desert monastery in the Holy Land, a Byzantine styled fresco, which they say Byzantine means backwards, but that was a period of time when Jake was ruling, when the so called Dark Ages, the Dark Peoples were ruling. A Byzantine styled fresco filled with sharply contoured figures bursting with colors of deep blue and blood orange. But it was another color in the picture that caught her eye. Jesus, Yahushua, was depicted as a man of color, somewhere between brown and black, and so were his disciples. So I'm gonna pull up some precepts with that, but I'm just gonna finish out this. And so were his disciples, Cleveland, who would go on to become a theologian and a social psychologist, realized she had always pictured a Nordic looking Jesus who looked like Thor, who, or now she realized that he looked more like her, a black woman, which, hey, this chick is going the fuck off because, hey, the Lord is a man. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is a man. But she goes on later in the article, hey, she wrote a book called God is a Woman. You see that down there, but hey, Yahweh while Yahushai are men. And the only similarity they would have with you is having dark skin. But hey, women shouldn't be teaching. Women, hey, really should have your mouth shut. But this is let me go ahead and get this. This is Revelation 1 and 13. And in the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like unto the sun. Oh, slag. I'm going to start up one. Revelation 1 and 12. And I turned to see the voice that spake with me. And being turned, I saw seven golden candlesticks. And in the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. Oh no. Hold on. All right. Hey, slack you about that. This is Revelation chapter 1 and 13. And in the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. Verse 14, his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. Now this is both describing the color and the texture of his hair. So let me look. Let me see that. Wool. Hey, when you see that image, hey, you see Jake to be having that kind of hair. So hair like wool, white as snow. So it's describing, hey, he had white woolly hair. And his feet, verse 15, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. So let's look this word up. This is G5474, Chalkoli Bannon, which is not implying whiteness. It's not implying being white. Burnished copper is not white. Look at that color, as if it had burned in a furnace. So it's even darker than that. Super dark. This is so-called black man, like that, like this right here, that color, that kind of super dark brown. super dark, darker than that. Like that, but darker. They like to say, oh, he was a Middle Eastern looking man. He was a Palestinian, this, that, and the other. No, the Lord was an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, so called black man. You would be considered a Negro today. Let me go back. And they like to say that, oh, he wasn't described in the scriptures. We don't know. We don't know what he looks like. Well, this is describing what he looks like. You don't know exactly what he looks like, but this is his description. You know, he had white hair, white woolly hair, as white as snow. He was looked like uh, fine brass that had been burnt in a furnace, meaning he was super dark. And people like to say, "Oh, that was just his feet." Like, no, 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 no. Because here in Daniel chapter 5, Daniel has seen him too. People, he was here on the earth. Daniel seen him. Many people had uh, uh, were witness to him. He was here on earth when he gave his during his ministry. He had 12 disciples. People seen him. The people that were around him, they weren't no porcelain skin. Anyway, no leprous porcelain skin Edomites. This is Daniel chapter 10 and verse 5. Then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with the fine gold of Uphaz. His body was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes were as lamps of fire. And this is the same description that's in Revelation 1. And his arms and his feet were in color to polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. This is the same description that's in Revelation 1. And let me get that word: polished, brass, burnished. It's given the same description. Copper, feather, the same description, what I just looked up. And so this lady saying, oh, he looked like me. God is a woman. Like, no, God is a man. And this description is in here too. He looks just like, is a striking image to Yahushua. This is John 14 and 8. Philip saith unto him, Lord, show us the Father, and it sufficeth us. So Philip is asking, show us what the Father looks like. And Yahushua saith unto him, have I been so long time with you, and yet thou hast not known me, Philip? He that hath seen me hath seen the Father. And how sayest thou then, show us the Father? But hey, basically, hey, saying, hey, you've seen me, you've seen the Father. They look similar. They look the same. This is Daniel chapter 7 and verse 9. And I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit. And the Ancient of Days, that's speaking of Yahweh, the Father, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the Father of spirits. He has no beginning and no end. And I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. Again, showing clean, pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as the burning fire. So just saying, hey, the description of Yahushai, and it fits the same description of the Ancient of Days, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So continuing, because hey, this lady said that, oh, God is a woman. No, God is not a woman. The Most High Yahweh is a man. Exodus 15 and 3, Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh is his name, meaning he to be. He is. He exists. Yahweh is a man of war. And what you see, a part of war, it's not just, you know, swords clashing and this and that. A war is mental as well. You're in the middle of a spiritual battle. You're in a spiritual war right now. This war of information, the war of what the Lord looks like, what Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai look like. The propaganda that's been put out there that the Lord looks like the so-called white man, it's not true. And that's a part of war. But hey, who did this? Yahweh. Yahweh did all this. This is let me see what I got. It's Job 12:16. With him is strength and wisdom. Hey, the Lord Yahweh created all the knowledge. He created everything, all wisdom, everything. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. So if you're deceived by this false image, by all this, by believing that the Most High is a woman, believing anything outside of the truth, hey, you're deceived. And if you're the one putting out that false information, hey, you're a deceiver, and you're also part of the Lord's trick bag on the left-hand side. This is Isaiah 45:7. I form the light and I create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, do all these things. So hey, it's the Lord Yahweh. He creates the light. He creates the darkness. He has the angels on the left-hand side and the angels on the right-hand side. Righteous angels on the right and the wicked angels on the left that deceive people. And part of this deception is this information that gets put out. He's given the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked, which is Esau, Edom. During now from the Renaissance coming up now, because you had the Renaissance, which is the rebirth of the Roman Empire, which is a rebirth of the Edomite Empire. It says the Renaissance here in the Edom Online is a great period of revival. Classical based art, but it means the rebirth, usually in a spiritual sense. It says to be reborn. And what's reborn? The Edomite kingdom, Rome. So what did they do during that time? They covered the faces of the judges. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So this is I've read to you the descriptions. I've read the descriptions of how Yahweh, while Yahweh Shai looked, what leprosy was, how Moses put his hand in his bosom, how he got leprosy. And the descriptions that I've read, they don't match up with the icons. They don't match up with the images that are put up today. And that article, they weren't going to tell you anything. That was just some more misinformation. You weren't going to get any closer to the truth through that article. This is iconoclast, which is what happened during the Renaissance. How you got these images today? This iconoclast is a breaker or destroyer of images, which means icon, which means image, and clastes is breaker. So break the images. They broke the images. They covered up the images. They destroyed them. Well, you see now with the Russian icons coming out. But this is important to know, because this is a warfare on your mind. To know that you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you Israelites, to know that the Father Yahweh doesn't look like the so-called white man. To know that this is a warfare. This is warfare on your mind. This is a form of mind control. This is an article that I found earlier. This is from disinformation.ch, and it says deception, disinformation, misinformation, propaganda. Misinformation is incorrect or misleading information. And the information you see through those images, that's incorrect information. The information that she was putting out that, oh, God is a woman, that's incorrect information. That's misleading information. Saying the Lord, Yahweh, his name is God, that his son's name is Jesus. His name is Yahweh Shai. It's Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai. Yahweh ba Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai. So, hey, that's all misleading information. It's to mislead you. But the elect are not going to be deceived by this information. Because no one can pluck them out of the Lord's hand. Continuing in the article, this information is false information, deliberately and often covertly spread in order to influence public opinion or obscure the truth. So, hey, this is deliberate. This is false information, deliberately and often covertly spread. This was covert. They destroyed the images. They put up their own. They made everything look like them. They made all the angels, everyone in the heavens, and then they told you that you're nobody. You just a mud hut dweller. You know, you ain't nobody, huh? You know, hey, don't worry about that. Hey, Jesus loves you though. Hey, he loves everybody, which is not true. Even that in itself is not true. Because Yahweh Shai don't love everybody. The Most High don't love everybody. The Most High doesn't love the wicked. He only loves Israel. He's only dealing with Israel. He's really only dealing. Most High Yahweh is really only dealing with Yahweh Shai. Continuing in the article, propaganda is a broader and older term. Propaganda uses disinformation as a method, while the French philosopher Jacques Draincourt asserted that everything is propaganda. The term is most often associated with political persuasion and psychological warfare. And this is psychological warfare. Plays a part in your mind. How hard it is to get somebody to realize that there's no J's in Hebrew, that the Lord's name is not Jesus, that the Lord, Yahweh Shai, is not a fucking white man, that he doesn't have leprosy, that the Lord doesn't love everybody, that he only came from Israel. Hey, that's psychological warfare. That's hard to win those strongholds. Psychological warfare is the use of propaganda against an enemy or even a friend that could become an enemy in the future, with the intent to break his will to fight or resist, or to render him favorably disposed to one's position. So, hey, this is how they do this. Oh, God loves everybody. Jesus forgives you. Oh, I forgive you. This and that. Hey, this is to break your will. This is to break. Hey, to make you forget all the evil, wicked shit that this motherfucker Esau Edom has done. To put you in a docile state. Because what would happen? What would happen if all of Israel just woke up and realized all the stuff that Esau Edom has done to us, done to our minds, done to us physically, done to our children, done to our forefathers, done to our grandparents, our parents, done to our food. But no, you're in a docile state. So, hey, even in the Willie Lynch letter, it says, hey, it'll be a miracle for them to wake up, for them to recover from this. Because they know how bad the trauma, all that stuff that they've done to us is. Israel is a completely broken people right now. Hey, but through the will of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, his son dying for Israel, resurrecting, the spirit entering into us, being in a dead state. Hey, now we're rising up again. In deception, according to Bell and Whaley, someone is showing the false and hiding the real. Hey, they know the truth. They're hiding the truth from you. Hiding the real is dividing into masking, repackaging, and dazzling, while showing the fake is divided into mimicking, inventing, and decoying. So they just go into the techniques of the techniques of these propaganda. Because hey, even the let me think here. Hiding the real is divided into masking, repackaging, and dazzling. So they okay. So in some of these movies, they'll show you some real stuff, like they clone Tyrone, or what's that movie? The Book of Clarence, or something like that. Like they showed you the truth right there. They showed you that all the people back then were so called dark skinned people. But then what they do? They added some more things into it. They added. Oh, they were smoking weed. Oh, it's just a nigga comedy. It's just some fucking buffoonery. But they're showing you the truth. Oh, they added their little thing. They added the immaculate conception, which is not true either. Yahweh Shai had a mother and a father. He's from the lineage of David. They clone Tyrone, and they're showing you all that stuff that they do to us. They study us. They all the stuff that they put in our food. All the different things that they do to us. The effects of music, but they put it in a package to show you. Oh, this is just funny, right? Look at what we doing to you niggas. Y'all don't even realize it. Y'all fucking idiots. And they show you as a goofy comedy. Who's gonna believe it? Citizens are remarkably bad at detecting deception and disinformation. That's true. People don't realize it. They just walking blindly. They often trust what others say, and usually they are right to do so. This is called a truth bias. People also tend to believe something when it is repeated. They tend to believe something when they learn for the first time, and subsequent rebuttals may reinforce the original information rather than dissipate it. So they could repeat a lie back to them. They could tell them over again, hey, this is the image. Jesus is white. Jesus loves you. All this stuff. And you believe it. So where, hey, now when somebody comes up to you telling you the truth, you say it over again. You just repeat what you've been told. Repeat what's been hammered into your head. Oh, God loves everybody. Which is not true. Humans have an unconscious preference for things they associate with themselves, and they are more likely to believe messages from users they perceive as similar to themselves. They believe that sources are credible if other people consider them credible. They trust fake user profiles with images and background information they like. So hey, these people follow after them, which I'm pretty much done with this article. This is Exodus chapter 23, and this is in the Berean Standard Bible. You shall not spread a false report. Meaning you shouldn't do not lie. Thou shalt not lie. As a matter of fact, let me get that in the KJV. Maybe reading the parallel. Thou shalt not raise a false report. Put not thine hand the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. And I'm gonna go back to that. It says that's a Berean Standard Bible. Exodus 23 and verse 1. You shall not spread a false report. Do not join the wicked by being a malicious witness. So, hey, you're joining up with these people. You see the truth now. This is not how the Lord looks. This is not the truth of the scriptures. This is not the truth. You shall not follow the crowd in wrongdoing. When you testify in a lawsuit, do not pervert justice by siding with the crowd. A majority of the people, they believe that Yahushai, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, is a so-called white man. They believe that. They believe everything in the scriptures is white and has leprosy. No, this is the truth. Don't side with them. This is Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 11. Put on the whole armor of the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. And the devil, if you didn't know, he works for Yahweh. He's there to sift you. But let me get that word "wile." This is G3180 methodia, which is similar to the method. It's probably the root word for it. Oh, there it is, method. But it's like trickery, cunning arts, deceit. Hey, this was a cunning thing that the physical counterpart of Satan, Esau Edom, did. This is a cunning thing. But it's deceitful. Verse 12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So, hey, we don't wrestle. We're not wrestling like physically with anything. We're wrestling let me see that word, principalities. We're wrestling against principalities, rules, magistracies. This is a spiritual thing. These are high up powers. These are things that you can see them physically, but you can't fight physically against the images, the things that have been put into people's minds. These are fought spiritually, mentally. Verse 12 again, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So this is what we're fighting against. We're fighting with this. The scriptures are our weapon. The name of the Lord, Yahweh, or Yahweh Shai, are our protection. Those names hold power. If you're not calling on those names, if you don't believe in those names, hey, you got no covering, no protection. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10, and I'm going to start at verse 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. So, hey, we walk in the flesh, but we're not warring like a soldier here. This is a mental, spiritual battle. Our weapons are the scriptures. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, to the pulling down of strongholds. And these strongholds are these different things in your mind. The images that's been put up, these false names, the false image, all these different beliefs, what you've been told throughout the world, like Easter that just passed. Hey, that's a they ain't celebrate Easter in the scriptures. The Israelites never celebrated Easter. That's a Babylonian holiday. It has nothing to do with the Passover. We have our own high holy days. These other holidays here that are celebrating Babylon the Great, those have nothing to do with the scriptures. Those are all wicked holidays. Verse 5, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of the anointed of Hamashiach. So let me get that word, imaginations, logismos, G3053, reasoning, thought, imagination. Casting down all these previous thoughts, these wicked thoughts that these people come up with, that the Lord is, like I already said, the Lord is a so-called white man. He's not. Casting down these things. The truth breaks all these things down. This is Hebrews chapter 4 and verse 12. For the word of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword. So it's the word. The word brings all these things down. The word breaks these strongholds down. Piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, it is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. So the word is quick, powerful, and it breaks everything down. It brings in light, casts away darkness. This is Sirach 4 and 28. Strive for the truth unto death. And this is what it's going to come down to. What you believe. You really believe in this truth? Well, you're going to fight for the truth. And if you read in the scriptures, the men of the Lord, the people that believed in the Lord, the people that believed in the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the witnesses for Yahushai, some of them eventually had to be martyrs. Some of them had to be put to death for this truth, for what we believe. But it shouldn't be a big deal because, you reading the scriptures, you come back. You reading the scriptures, you believe this is the last time, the end of Esau's reign, and Jacob is coming next to rule. The kingdom of heaven is coming next. That if you die now, it'd be good because you'll wake up in the kingdom. You'll be back in the kingdom. Or if you die now, the Lord will resurrect you. But we have the scriptures here. We have all these scriptures, all this knowledge of the truth. So what we can believe in. So we don't have to fear what Satan, whether it's the spiritual demon Satan or his physical counterpart Esau Edom. We don't have to fear them. We fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Because what he can do. What he can do to us is way worse than what the physical counterpart can do. Who do you think put Esau Edom in there to mess up your mind like this? Who do you think allowed him to do this? It was Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai. It was him. And all that should make you fear him even more. That should give you the fear of Yahweh, that he can do this to you. Have you completely walked around in a bugged out state, thinking you a nigga, Kool-Aid drinking, whatever nigga, just in that state. But that's the Lord. The fear of the Lord. Sirach 4 and 28. Strive for the truth unto death, and Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, shall fight for thee. So always fight. This is it. You fight with these scriptures. And of course, use subtlety, be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. This is Sirach 10 and 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. And right now, the world is given over to the hands of the wicked, and his time is running out. Yahushai is coming. And when Yahushua returns, put all these heathen nations in subjection, hey, the earth is going to be ruled in righteousness. The earth is going to be profitable again. But hey, Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm going to say all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Shalom.